The stadium in Qatar is shaking. Argentina has just won the World Cup. Lionel Messi lifts the trophy while millions of fans scream his name across the planet. Cameras flash, teammates celebrate, and one of the greatest moments in football history unfolds right in front of us. Now, rewind. Years earlier, a doctor looks at a small boy from Rosario and delivers a sentence that could end the entire dream before it even begins. His body isn't growing the way it should. Without expensive treatment, professional football might never be possible. That boy's name is Lionel Messi. Every story begins somewhere small. Lionel Messi grows up in Rosario, Argentina, a city where football is everywhere. Kids play in streets, parks, and empty lots from morning until night. Messi is one of those kids. The ball seems glued to his feet even when he's very young. Family members quickly notice something unusual. He doesn't just play football for fun. He plays with a kind of quiet focus, like the ball is the only thing that matters. At 5 years old, he joins a small local team coached by his father. At that point, nobody is talking about global fame. He's simply a kid who loves the game and happens to be incredibly good at it. Level 1 begins in those early childhood years in Rosario. Messi's role is simple: learn the game, play with friends, develop control over the ball. But even at this stage, something is different. While other kids rely on strength or speed, Messi relies on balance and creativity. He moves quickly through tight spaces and keeps the ball incredibly close to his feet. The reward is obvious. He scores goals and helps his team win matches. But a serious problem soon appears. Messi is much smaller than other kids his age. At first, it looks like normal childhood growth differences, but doctors eventually discover something more serious. Level 2 begins with that diagnosis. Messi has a growth hormone deficiency. Without treatment, his body will struggle to grow properly, which could make a professional football career almost impossible. The treatment exists, but it is extremely expensive. His family cannot easily afford it. Suddenly, the dream of becoming a professional player looks fragile. Talent alone may not be enough. But this stage of the story reveals another important ingredient: support. Messi's family refuses to give up. They search for opportunities, hoping a club might be willing to help. Level 3 arrives when Messi gets a chance to travel to Spain for a trial with Barcelona. The club sees his potential almost immediately. During one training session, his dribbling and control leave coaches stunned. The story goes that Barcelona's sporting director was so convinced by Messi's ability that he offered a contract written on a simple napkin because official documents weren't available at that moment. The club agrees to cover the cost of Messi's medical treatment, but accepting the offer means leaving Argentina and moving to a new country at just 13 years old. Like many young athletes chasing a dream, Messi leaves home and begins adapting to a completely new life. Level 4 begins inside Barcelona's famous academy, La Masia. The environment is competitive and demanding. Players from many countries are training there, all hoping to reach the professional level. Messi is still smaller than many of his teammates, but his technical ability quickly becomes impossible to ignore. His dribbling is incredibly precise. The ball rarely leaves his control. Coaches begin to notice that he can move through defenders in ways that seem almost effortless. The reward at this stage is progression through the academy system. The risk is that expectations grow quickly and every performance is closely watched. Level 5 arrives when Messi makes his debut for Barcelona's first team as a teenager. Now the stage is enormous. Professional football at the highest level is faster and more physical than anything he has experienced before. Yet something remarkable happens. Instead of looking overwhelmed, Messi looks comfortable. His style is different from many players. While others rely on power or long passes, Messi glides through defenders using quick touches and perfect balance. Fans begin to see flashes of something special. Level 6 begins as Messi becomes a regular part of Barcelona's starting lineup. This is the stage where his partnership with teammates and coaches helps shape one of the most dominant teams in football history. Under coaches who encourage possession-based football, Messi's creativity becomes the center of the team's attack. Goals start arriving regularly. Assists increase. His vision on the field allows him to create opportunities that seem almost impossible. Soon, his name begins appearing in conversations about the best players in the world. Level 7 marks the explosion of global recognition. Messi wins the Ballon d'Or, football's most prestigious individual award, and then wins it again and again. His style of play captivates fans around the world. What makes him unique isn't just the number of goals he scores. It's the way he scores them. Dribbling through entire defenses. Precise finishes from impossible angles. Moments of brilliance that look more like art than sport. During these years, Barcelona dominates competitions across Europe, and Messi becomes the symbol of that era. Level 8 introduces a new challenge. Every legendary career eventually faces pressure and rivalry. For Messi, that rivalry comes in the form of another extraordinary player, Cristiano Ronaldo. For more than a decade, the two compete for records, trophies, and global recognition. Some fans prefer Ronaldo's power and intensity. Others admire Messi's creativity and balance. The competition pushes both players to extraordinary levels. Season after season, Messi continues delivering goals and assists at a pace rarely seen before. And this is where the deeper truth behind Messi's story appears. Many people describe him as pure talent. But talent alone does not explain such long-term success. Behind the effortless style is years of discipline, training, and adaptation. Messi studies the game carefully. He learns when to accelerate, when to pass, and when to finish. His understanding of space and timing becomes one of his greatest strengths. What looks natural on the field is actually the result of thousands of hours of practice. Eventually, every career produces defining moments. For Messi, one of those moments arrives when he leads Argentina to victory on the biggest international stage. After years of criticism and pressure from fans who expected him to replicate his club's success with the national team, Messi finally lifts the trophy with his country. The image becomes symbolic. A quiet player who spent years carrying enormous expectations finally achieves the dream he had as a child. So what created Lionel Messi? Not just talent. It was the combination of natural ability, unwavering support from his family and clubs, and the discipline to develop his skills year after year. Remove any one of those elements, and the story might have ended very differently. And now we return to you, still sitting on the couch watching those incredible highlights. Maybe the real question isn't just how Messi became great. Maybe it's how rare it is to see someone combine talent, opportunity, and dedication in exactly the right moment. So here's the question. Is Lionel Messi best described as A, the most naturally gifted footballer ever, B, the smartest playmaker in the history of the sport, or C, the greatest footballer of all time? Write A, B, or C in the comments. And if you stayed until the final whistle, leave a like. That's a perfect finish. But Messi's story is also a reminder that greatness often grows quietly. It doesn't always arrive with noise or attention in the beginning. Sometimes it begins with a small kid on a dusty field in Rosario, simply refusing to stop playing the game he loves. Year after year, that passion turns into discipline, and discipline slowly turns into mastery. And when the world finally notices, it can look like magic. But behind the magic, there is always the same foundation: patience, hard work, and a love for the game that never fades. And maybe that's why millions of fans around the world still watch him play with the same feeling they had the first time they saw that impossible dribble.